What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? You know, the internet's kind of a kooky, wacky fucking thing, you know? I normally don't collect Indiana Jones stuff. As of late, there's a gentleman on Instagram. He goes by the name Deep Space Toys. And I've noticed he's been posting a lot of Indiana Jones stuff lately. He's on a kick on it. And it never really crossed my mind aside from one figure I had as a kid. We'll get to a fun story about that in a little bit. Because you know me, I never shut the fuck up. Nor do I stop drinking my coffee. But this popped up on Facebook in the marketplace. And I guess it was originally $10. It was shot down to 9. And I misread something somewhere about a curb alert. I thought I was just going to go grab a bunch of toys, but I ended up just offering the guy $5 for it. And he says, yeah, fuck it, whatever. So he took $5 for all of this stuff. Now, I'm going to keep some of it. And some of it I'm actually going to send over to Deep Space Toys. Because, again, he is on that kick. But, yeah, I just wanted to show it all as a whole. We'll get up close and personal with a few of these items here in just a few minutes. But I just wanted to show off this really neat score I got. And there's some pretty interesting things, though. It evidently wasn't very popular because I can't find information on pretty much a lot of this, aside from the play set itself and a couple of the figures. The jungle cutter masher thingy over here, I can't find a fucking video review on it at all. I see a few pictures online, but that's about it. These things here, nothing. So let me pull a few things away. We'll look at the play set first. We'll probably go handheld for a lot of that, only because of there's just so much to go over. And there is actually a really interesting fact / history when it comes to the playset. So we'll get to all that. So let me get set up, and we'll get up close and personal with each and every piece, because you know I guts to do that. Alright, so here's the playset as a whole. Now, this came out during the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull movie. Of course, we all know that movie wasn't received all too well. This is called The Lost Temple of Akator? I don't know. Whatever. There's a lot of really neat features to this playset, and it's sad that the movie didn't take off and the toys never really amounted to much. This is a fantastic playset. I would have loved this as a kid. Are you kidding me? The detail in this is amazing. Now, when I was looking at it, I thought these vines looked a little weird. And I noticed there was some clumping up here of something, so I don't know, I just equated that to, that's just the artist's rendition of what he feels a jungle temple would look like. But then when researching this, I found out this was actually repurposed from a Star Wars playset that came out during the Revenge of the Sith. I forget the exact name of it, but it was something to the tune of Last Battle playset, God, I'm trying to think. I'll put a picture up so you can see it. But then when you look at that, it's all black and red. This all is flowing lava. And this is pooled up lava. The only true differences there is, of course, the main base of it, which is detachable, is different. It's more Star Wars-y. Of course, you don't have these guys. It's just more of a simple deal. Over here, there's a big spurt of lava where you can put the two figures that came with Anakin, at that time, Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan on their little floaty robot things that you could put on there, and it would spin around so they could battle. And over here had those real long T-shaped deals, like you saw in the movie when they were climbing up and it fell into the lava. You get the point, but this was actually repurposed for Indiana Jones after the fact. And again, it's sad it never took off. The detail in this thing is great. It's just such an amazing playset. I'll just kind of swoop around here, and we'll talk about a couple of the features to it. A few stupid little things that I am actually missing, which is not a big deal either way. But let's just get right into it. So we come over here to the left, and you have what would have been a lava pit, but now it's a quicksand pit. You know, figure would come flying down here, and oh, you know, there's a grisly hand as they suffocate to death. That's beautiful for children, you know. Down here we have a really nice, you know, rock steps. Great detail in this thing. I would love to give this just a wash and make it look great. I may do that too. with this really neat door. Now, the one thing I don't like about this door, and it's a stupid nitpick, I know, but with all the features on this, I would have thought you'd have been able to press a button and have this do what it's supposed to do. But as you can see, there's a crack here. And I guess Indy can bust through the door and, I'm stealing all your treasures. Your ancient treasures. Robbing your grave like a good archaeologist does. But that's the little gimmick with this thing. That door alone is pretty cool. If I saw that in a thrift store, I'd pick that up for like $1 or $2. I'm not going to try to fuck with that. Coming up here, you have these really cool, I don't know what you would call those. I don't know if there's an actual name for them or not. But you can put a couple figures up here. That's another thing about this playset. There are foot pegs all over this thing. So you could put different figures all over the place. I could see that with the lava one, where, you know, Anakin and Obi-Wan would be fighting over here and then over here, you know. Many different display options, and that's great, especially for a collector, you know. Up here we have the spout of a mountain, and I guess you're kind of going for a Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe, because there's a rock here that can chase Indy, depending on where it goes. There are supposed to be 2. I only have 1, and from what I understand, I'm lucky to have that. So, it's pretty cool that one of them survived. Not too worried about not having the second one, because I think it looks better without a big bulbous thing on the top anyway. So, this over here is just like a nifty little tree that you can attach to it, and we'll look at the back of it here in a second. And I guess there was a rope that would come hanging. It's more of a whip that Indy could swing on. Of course, that was lost to antiquity as well. Now, you see I got this broken piece here. As we turn the playset around, you'll see, and I'll carefully pull this up, it would have originally gone in here, just like that. And I will fix this. It's going to be an easy glue with a little bit of milliput behind it for support. But this has 2 pegs, so it can secure on here. And I'm willing to bet someone knocked this and it snapped, or they pulled it off wrong. Because I know when I was trying to put it on here before the video, this actually started to crack a little bit, so I had to make sure there was support underneath it. So the plastic is getting a little bit brittle, but that's okay. So the inside, there's really not much to really talk about. You can do whatever you want inside. You can hide figures. You know, I see a lot of times, you'll see I have one part of a playset where, you know, the golden idol from the beginning of Raiders, a lot of people put that here so you can see it from the, you know, the door as soon as it opens up. So they do kind of a mishmash of different movies and such. Up here on the top, we have this really cool tiki thing. Look at the detail on that. That thing is amazing. But it can also fold down to be a stairway for your Indiana Jones figures or whoever else to climb up and get to the top here and maybe ride the rock. Maybe ride the rock all the way down. I don't know. So as far as missing items, to my understanding, a bunch of snakes came with it, little plastic snakes, which the Dollar Tree has tons of. And, of course, the one ball. It came with a couple figures. It came with a native. I don't know what country this is supposed to be from, so I don't want to be offensive. So I'll just say a native to this particular land. It also came with an Indiana Jones figure, which I do have. And as far as I can recall, aside from the snakes, one ball and one figure, I'm pretty sure this is complete otherwise. So let's go back to my normal brown table, and we'll have a look at all the other little individual things. So this gnarly looking vehicle is also from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. There was a chase scene with monkeys and all kinds of craziness. But then this machine was coming after them, and I think they called it the Jungle Cutter. I mean, look at the thing. The thing is fucking nasty. Could you imagine that thing coming after you? But this was involved. This was included in the lot. Not a big fan of this. If I were a kid, I think this would have been amazing. I think it's got a real strong G.I. Joe vibe to it. So if it is a repurposed mold with some extras, let me know down in the comments below. I don't collect G.I. Joe. I didn't really like them when I was a kid. I don't like them now. And for that, I apologize. But it is what it is. But this is a nasty looking vehicle. And when you drive around, of course, the little teeth in the front, you know, they prepare to eat away at the jungle, which is, you know, eco-friendly and everything. And to my knowledge, with the exception of one thing, this is complete. This wasn't on there when I got it. It's just like a little hatch that opens up. But I did have it. This wasn't on it, but I put that back on there. This is probably one of the things I am going to offer to Deep Space Toys. Just because I don't have room for it, and I really just want the figures in a playset. But regardless, if he wants it, this is going to become his as well. I'm going to have to break it down to ship it, because this thing is pretty massive. It's well over, I'd say, about 1.5 feet long. But overall, it's a pretty nasty looking vehicle. It looks fun. It makes a great display piece. I think it would fit in perfectly with G.I. Joe. I really do. Maybe that's just me. The only thing it truly is missing is there was some kind of like a push guard right here. Almost looked like a plow, which would make sense, I guess. You have jungle trees and you need some way to flip it over, and hopefully none of them go in the cockpit and smash your fucking noggin. But yeah, the detail on this thing is pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. But that'll probably go to him if he wants it. But other than that one piece, I don't think I'm missing anything. I can't find a single review video on this thing. I can find pictures online. But yeah, it's just sad no one liked these toys. But regardless, that is the Jungle Cutter. Let's move on to the next couple little playset items. Now these two things are driving me fucking absolutely nuts because I can't find anything on them. I'm looking on the bottom for markings as to who made them, maybe a year. I don't know. I know it probably came out around the same time as the rest of this stuff, but the only thing I can find is just numbers stamped onto it. Same with this bad boy. So I don't know who made these. I don't know if it's a Mattel product. I don't know if another company made these. They didn't come with the playset. I know that for a fact. But I do notice a lot of people, like I was saying, this piece here, they'll put it in the background of the main playset. So when the door opens up, you see the idol so you can go down and get it. What's interesting about it is there are little tabs here, and there are, you know, sockets on the ends of the other playset. And if I could just do it properly, they will clip together. So I'm guessing there's probably multiple of these where you could, I don't know, put them together and play it. I've found one video that had these, and the guy made his own playset for Indy to go through all these obstacles to get to the idol. But that's all I could find. I found a couple pictures of this, and if I recall correctly, it was just called the Spike Trap. I think I wrote it down. Hold on. Let's see, I called Raiders of the Lost Ark Temple playset. That's the only description I have been getting on this. So let's look at these a little more closer. Enough talking about how I don't know anything about them or can't find anything. I want to say this probably came with a figure. It does have a stand here. And the picture that it shows, he's got his whip here and he's hanging. You know, kind of swinging across. But the detail on this thing is really cool too. I mean, you got these little tiki Aztec thingies all over the place. Even the back is detailed really great. I absolutely love these little things, probably more than that giant playset. The tree was in a couple pieces. That was probably for packaging reasons. But what's curious about it is there's a button up here. So I'm assuming something was here for you to drop. Maybe there was another branch, and that's what Indy would swing on. And you would go like this, and then you would hit the button, he would drop down. I don't know. I can't find anything on this. So if you do, or if you know, or if you're a collector, forward me, or just tell me the information. I don't care. Either way, I'd be curious to know who made it, what it came with, what it went to, and moving on. So this is the infamous pseudo idol scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now these things here, they're kind of like a trap. If you remember correctly in the movie, he grabbed the idol, he misjudged the weight of the sand, and yeah, a big ball chased after him. But in this playset, when you take the idol, the walls close in on you, and you know you're instantly dead. And then you just put the idol back in, and you can just set it up for the next fucking poor bastard. Again, the detail's a great little skull here. There's a beard hair there from me, little bony arms and stuff. The details on these things are great. I really do enjoy these two. I just wish I could find out more information on them. And even the idol itself, if my phone will focus, that's really cool. I like that a lot. It's great detail. Looks pretty accurate to the flick. But yeah, if you know anything about these two pieces, please chime in. Let me know. I'd like to know if there was more to it, what they came with, and all that good jazz. So let's move on to the figures, and then yeah, I'll finally shut up. So if I am correct, this is the figure that came with the playset along with the native to the to the island or whatever it is. He's missing his pistol, of course, and a whip. But he does have his bag here and everything. It's not the greatest likeness of Harrison Ford, but that's always a tough thing to do, especially back then, before 3D printing and face scanning and all that crap. Plus, you have to get the license to do it, and I doubt Harrison Ford does that too often. But regardless, it's a nice figure. It's a 3 3/4 inch scale. You got a little bit of articulation. You can spin his little heady around there. You got a little bit of shoulders. You got some elbow. His hands do twist. You do have waist action, but it's a little hindered by his bag and his holster. You do have knees and, of course, hips. And I believe the feet, yeah, the feet move around too. So you got some pretty cool articulation for the figure. I have noticed a lot with the Indiana Jones figures, no matter what year these are made or what movie they're made from, they all have kind of a weird thing with the arms. And I don't get it. And they'll be more evident with the figure we'll be looking at here in a few minutes. So, but yeah, I believe this is the Indy that came with the playset. So he will stay with the playset for now. And yeah, maybe I'll seek out the other one. I'll put a picture of him up. Maybe I have already. I don't know. If I have, then of course you're not going to see one now with the other figure that came with it. But yeah, so that's Indy. Not a bad little figure. I like the detail on it. I wish it looked a little more Harrison Fordy, but what can you do? So the next one in line is this one. You see what I mean with the arms? They all have these weird poses, and I'm assuming it's got to do with, you know, his gun and or the whip. None of the hats come off, which is cool, which means you don't have to hunt that down. Articulation is pretty much the same. Head, elbows, shoulders, waist. There's no knee joint in this one or feet joint. So he just stands as is with that weird, oh, I got someone under my arms kind of deal. But I can't get it to, I mean, I can kind of get it to go like this, but not a bad figure in itself. I like the other one better. I think the jacket looks great on this one. The detail on the jacket, if my phone will focus, for God's sakes. The jacket looks amazing on this one. So depending on my buddy's needs, I may hang on to this one as well. I don't know, we will see. I kind of want to put this with those two little mini play sets and the main figure with the big play set. So that's really all there is to that. So now we got a guy from The Last Crusade. The one that, you know, they meet up with at the Holy Grail room. He's got some weirdo shit going on with his arms. I can't get his arms to look natural to save my life. I don't know if it has something to do with the sword. I believe there was a sword that was supposed to be in there. Actually, it looks like whatever was in there broke off. Maybe there wasn't a sword. I don't know. But the arm, again, can't get the thing to do its job. But same articulation, pretty much. Head, you got a waist, you got shoulders, elbows. The hands don't turn because of the chainmail. And the feet have a little bit, but of course he's got the skirt thing going on. But you can twist it this way. So that's pretty cool. No articulation in the feet. And he stands up pretty well, for the most part. I don't think I'll be hanging on to him. So if dude wants that one too, that's all his. This next one I can't find anything on. I assumed it came with some kind of a Happy Meal or a kid's meal toy. I can't find anything on this figure. I found one that looked close to it, but it was molded into a big thing. And that's going to come up here in a second because we do have a couple of Kids Club Burger King toys to show you real quick. But regardless, it's pretty cool. It's from Raiders. He's got the idol and he's running away from the rock. There is a foot peg. And the only thing it says on the back is, Lucasfilm Limited trademark. And then, just made in China, blah, blah, blah. So there's no branding on it or anything like that. So that's a pretty cool figure, but I don't think I'll be hanging on to this guy either. These two here are Burger King premium toys. And you know what? Aside from this goofy pose he has here, for a premium toy that came in a kids club thing, This is fantastic. His legs are like this, well, one, so he can have a cool pose. But I believe he also came with a whip. And of course, you go like this, and his arm just flaps around all willy-nilly. This one I probably won't be hanging on to either. So, decent head sculpt. In fact, I want to say, no, it's not the same. Looks completely different. But either way, it's probably the best of the head sculpts I've seen so far. But the figure itself, I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe it's the pose. I don't know. I literally just want a figure for each one of my play sets and move on with it. But yeah, that came in a kids club deal. I don't know if there was a gun to it or not. I can't imagine there would have been. But there was definitely a whip, I'll tell you that. And then this was also part of that same line. It's from Temple of Doom, obviously. Indy buried in the rocks. I don't get that, but I guess they had to make it solid somehow. Regardless, it does roll. If you look at the back, there's a little socket there. And this would have came with this giant rock that had like a, you know the deal. There's a spring inside here. You jam a stick in there, you press a button on the stick, and this thing will go, whee, you know. But yeah, that's part of a kids club promotion deal as well. I believe there are 5 total in there. You can look it up. I saw a video on them. They looked like neat little toys. Nothing that I would be into, but regardless. Either way, I won't be hanging on to these as well. So that's everything. Thank God. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at my Indiana Jones score. Again, a handful of this stuff is going to go to Deep Space Toys for him to enjoy in his collection. He'll enjoy it a lot more than I will. It's funny, when I get stuff like this, it's like, what the hell am I going to do with it? Guys, this is all my space. That's all I got right there. I have no idea. It's like I get this shit without thinking about it, but I think I did pretty well for myself for $5. But absolutely love this playset. I love these. If you know anything more about these, please let me know. If you have any of the pieces for this that I need, by all means, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I really do appreciate each and every one of you watching. I really do. I hope your holidays are going well. So, guys, until next time, go ahead and leave feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down, all feedback to the Creep is positive. Take care. Creep it real. And bye-bye. Name that riff.